Good morning, I'm Elton Robinson with your August 7th grain and soybean update. After a brief run-up in corn and soybean prices on concern over the impact of heavy rains during planting in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Iowa, prices returned to mid-March levels in July and August, as analysts now believe good weather in other parts of the Corn Belt may have more than offset those impacts. According to the USDA's August 2nd crop progress report, about 70% of the U.S. corn crop is listed in good to excellent condition, about the same as last week. For soybeans, 63% is in good to excellent condition compared to 71% last year. The maturity of the U.S. corn crop is on pace with the 4-year average, according to government reports, but lags behind in several states, including Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, and Missouri. States with 20% or more of their soybeans in poor to very poor shape include Indiana, Missouri, and Ohio. A great grain sorghum crop appears to be shaping up in Arkansas, where producers report 81% of the crop in good to excellent condition. New Mexico and Oklahoma also report excellent crops so far this season. Rice production is moving along nicely as well, with California leading the way. Over 90% of the U.S. crop is listed in fair to excellent condition. Winter wheat harvest is virtually complete in most states. Missouri producers who've had to deal with rainfall during the typical peak harvest period finally have the crop in the bins, according to crop progress reports. Now for reports from around the country. Mike Andrews, extension agent for Randolph County in Arkansas, said the rice crop in the area is moving along nicely due to warm temperatures. A few fields have received boot nitrogen applications. Irrigation was the major activity for most row crop farmers for the week ending August 2nd. Mitch Kropp, extension agent for St. Francis County, Arkansas, says irrigation has been terminated for early corn and grain sorghum. Bean leaf beetles have reached treatment levels in soybeans. In St. Landry Parish, Louisiana, rice, corn, and grain sorghum harvest is underway, and early soybeans are near maturity. In North Carolina, extension agents are reporting hot, dry weather through much of the state. In Moore County, North Carolina, extension agent Taylor Williams reports that corn was in grain fill in most plantings, and hot, dry weather has impacted that. Much of the soybean and sorghum crops were in dire need of rainfall. And now for the latest export numbers. Wheat exports of 314,500 metric tons were down 14% from the previous week, with primary destinations to Japan, Mexico, Guatemala, Yemen, and Italy. Corn exports of a little over 1 million metric tons were down 6% from the previous week. Customers included Japan, Mexico, and South Korea. Sorghum exports of 283,000 metric tons were up 73% from the previous week, all going to China. Rice exports of 77,000 metric tons were down 27% from the previous week and 3% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations included Mexico, Libya, and South Korea. Soybean exports of 210,000 metric tons were up 64% from the previous week and 3% from the prior 4-week average. The primary destinations were Japan, Mexico, and Colombia. Soybean meal exports of 107,000 metric tons were down 45% from the previous week, while oil exports were down 55% from the previous week. Beef exports of 10,500 metric tons were down 11% from the previous week, while pork exports were down 27%. That's it for the August 7th grain update. I'm Elton Robinson. See you next week.